Hey guys, Teddy here, and let's just dive right into it. So I'm basically listening to this Clifford Inu AMA, and I have a few points and clips that I've investigated. So I want to start with the first one.
We love Clifford. So fuel the rocket. Hey, how you doing,
Hey,
fuel the rocket?
good evening, everybody. Good evening, Clifters. Peyote, I just have a request. Could you please put to rest the FUD around the copyright name? I mean,
So here it is. This is the section. There's everyone's talking about the copyright. Oh, it says Clifford. It's talking about the big red dog, and stuff like that. So you're gonna hear their exact official response right now.
think it's people are just confused about it. Relating to the movie, the character, and the films and all that. Could you please talk about that and just clarify for us that there are no issues with that? Because there is some FUD that's come up the past few weeks regarding on Twitter and things like that. Thanks.
Sure. Yeah. So basically,
And that FUD he's talking about is literally people spreading, hey guys, if you invest in Cliff, they're going to get sued. They're using a copyrighted name or image, and that's the FUD that he's talking about.
I mean, just the sentence that you said is just like a false statement, right? So we're not using copy. So I say this time and time again. You have to distinguish between a mark and copy. And everybody says copyright, but we're not creating any copy. Does that make sense?
No, I totally agree. I saw Aliens post.
So he's differentiating between, he's saying he's not doing a copy. He's not doing a copy of Clifford the Big Red Dog. I guess he's clarifying this as this is a mark, like Clifford itself can be used. It's just a regular name. So I think that's how they're getting past this here, and that's fine.
And I actually screenshot it because I wanted to show people the difference. So yeah, I totally get it, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah. So if anybody does have questions, I think it would be regarding a trademark, right? Not copy. If you guys start to see us, produce videos about something called Clifford the Big Red Dog, and we're in the we're in like the video production or movie making business, then that's when people should probably be worried. Like, why are these random people making a new version of Clifford the Big Red Dog on video, right? Because that would be in violation of the copyright.
And pay.
So there you go, right there. He's saying that if they make a new version of Clifford the Big Red Dog, that's considered copyright infringement, and that's not what they're doing. They're not creating new Clifford the Big Red Dog. They're making a whole. I'm not completely sure actually. Let's hear that. Let's hear more.
Coyote. I don't know if, because that's one thing that I was thinking about when I first saw Clifford, and I looked it up, and it said Clifford is in the public domain, if I'm not mistaken. So it has no need for a copyright.
Clifford is a commonplace term, right? There's, I think the trademark is directly related to the actual drawings, logo, and Clifford the Big Red Dog. And, whoever the production or producers behind it have tried, very hard so that, anything being produced, whether it be mugs or t-shirts or children's books or whatever it might be, they're very heavily protected. However, I will say that our token contract is called Cliff, and what you guys do with that from there is sort of up to you, right? It's completely out of our control. But yeah, there's we're not creating any copy. So I would just say that, when people are saying what about copyright infringement? We're not making any copy.
Guys, this is a big thing in their name because this is something that is constantly brought up. So this is why I'm paying extra careful attention to his wording.
Let's just say it that way. So it doesn't really apply to us, right? And regarding trademark, it's Cliff, and Clifford is a commonplace term, right? So it's so you can't name your kid Clifford, right? Because there's some video production company out there that has a some movie called Clifford, right? So yeah, we should.
So there you go. So he differentiates it, and like they're trademarking it. It's just a regular commonplace name, Clifford. They're not too concerned about the copyright because they're not copying the image of Clifford the Big Red Dog. They are trademarking this token, and their contract says Cliff. So their wording is very interesting, and that's fine. That's what they got to do to make this token. And I'm here for the investment, and that's literally what I'm looking at this token for. So I'm glad this question was asked, and it's given me a lot of insight. All right, and this next portion is quite interesting because I wanted to really see what they said for this question.
Are you guys planning at any near future to be listed on SataMask?
I think at this point we're going to see how the SataMask LP type provisions and how everything works. I'm pretty bullish on SataMask. I hope that it does very well. I don't personally hold any Saitama. Really no idea what is going. I have friends that are like really all about Saitama, and that's awesome. I hope they kill it. I hope SataMask is like the best exchange out there.
And I don't know if you guys heard it, but he's like a little bit laughing when he says, "I hope SataMask is the best exchange out there."
I don't. I'm bullish on SataMask. We're gonna see how they do, I guess.
So now is the time, Saitama's on the hot seat. They need to do right.
Perfect.
All right, here he touches about the metaverse and game development. So,
but the other one is we did buy land in the sandbox, guys. We spent $135,000 and bought a 9x9 in the sandbox, kind of right by Doge. So in the ecosystem, we have about 10 game developers, still hiring more. Not just game developers, but we have about 4 environment artists as well. And then we have industry leaders from the gaming industry as advisors. And so leveraging or building on this sandbox land and creating some type of hyperlink, because we are developing our own metaverse project in Unreal 5. So being able to link.
So there you go. They're developing their own hyperlink, which is crazy. Because this is the first time we are hearing about this in this AMA.
From our metaverse project back over to Sandbox and fully building out that piece of land in the Sandbox for Clifford's purpose is definitely in the game plan.
That's great to hear. And that's literally like the 3 points of highlights that I wanted to give to you guys because it sounds quite interesting. They're there. The other fun thing, somewhere in the AMA, they talk about a CertIC audit. They're onboarding. They're starting to get ready. It still says onboarding. I know they've released their little D app dashboard, which shows the burns. So you can actually see every day how much they're burning and how many times they've burned. And keep in mind, this project is not even a month old. I got in early. I saw this on Twitter. Someone was talking about it, and I got in. So I'm giving myself daily updates to keep myself informed so I know what's happening with this token. So Marketing Wallet now has almost 5 million USD, guys. And they even tell you the breakdown of each one. So 4.5 million in Cliff. The other is in UST, Ethereum, ENS, Ethereum Name Service. They have some Inuyasha, which is the incubator program. And if you don't know what an incubator is, it's when you're a new project, you've already established yourself, you look for these incubators that will help accelerate your growth into the next into the market, basically. And that's what an incubator does. So very nice to see that they're holding both of these in their space, both Guzzler and Inuyasha. All right. Now, the other fun thing that I've seen since then is they've talked about this YouTuber. I watched the video. I mean, I'm telling you the same thing he's telling you, I would say. The other thing they've done is the Inuyasha community did give back to the community, and hopefully this plays again. So you can see the Clifford poster right there, and you can see it says something and then Inuyasha and says coin there. So quite interesting. Looks like they're giving back to the community. Nice to see. They made some good profits. Other things I want to show is right now what's happening with the price action of Cliff, and it is tanking. And it's been tanking since literally the start of this year, right? But one thing I want to talk about in this, and really if we want to draw, I think it's a little too early to really make trends, but I definitely could draw a little wedge and then be like, yeah, it's downtrending, but eventually there'll be a breakout, right? Somewhere like that. There'll be a breakout and then it could just shoot straight up. But the other interesting thing I saw is when I saw this here, this looks like a hammer symbol. So I've been learning about candlestick patterns, and yet again, guys, learncryptotrading.co. It has a lot of guides on there. You can educate yourself as well. But this hammer pattern is a bullish candlestick pattern. So it shows you the hammer right here. Usually what they're trying to say is when there's a hammer, it takes off, or eventually it'll take off. And there's also an inverted hammer, and there's the bullish spinning top where it looks like, you spin the top. So I see this and I go, okay, I see a hammer. And unfortunately, the next 2 days, it still is around the same area, but I'm still gonna hold on and may get more into my bag just to see if it does break out. It looks very interesting. And the other thing I know is if this does not break out, or if it does, let's say, break out and skyrocket, it may even create like a shoulder, head, shoulder. Usually when that shoulder is on that rise is the point where you want to sell, so I'll definitely may sell my bag on the next rise and get back into the investment later on, just to see if what I'm learning about these candlestick patterns and the price actions are really, I'll show you this right here. So what I'm talking about here is here we got the lower lows, we got lower highs. So going back here, you can see we have lower lows. Every day it's lower, and we have lower highs, right? So according to this chart pattern, in theory, you could have a price breakout. Now let's assume we do have a price breakout, and we have a price breakout. So this is what I'm seeing right here, a head and shoulders, right? So I see that the left shoulder has formed, and then I see a head forming. And guys, this is still relatively early. I'm just going day by day here. I've zoomed out as much as I could. So this is the shoulder I see. This is the head. I'm hoping another shoulder forms, but regardless, there's two things that the candlestick pattern tells me, hey, I may have a breakout from this hammer, and I also know that if it follows a head shoulder pattern, then I may get another shoulder here, and that could be a good exit point for me and get back in later. So that's what I see. So this is the head. Now it's coming down. Here comes the shoulder, and you see after the shoulder is formed, right, when it goes up, it looks like it's a steep drop from this pattern analysis. And as I shown you, I did do a falling wedge, and you can do the falling wedge anywhere. I can draw as many patterns as I want. No one can predict this. I'm just using now educated guesses to see if it does work out and see what happens with my portfolio. So this is what I want to talk about today. I really hope you guys enjoy this type of content. If you are part of the Cliff squad, definitely like and comment down below. I also appreciate every single one of you. I have gained a lot of subscribers. I'm like, in the last day alone, I've gained 40 subscribers, which is crazy. Also, I don't just cover Cytomask and Saitama. I talk about all tokens that are in my portfolio, and I want to keep you guys educated as I keep going along with my crypto future. Guys, thanks for watching. Until next time.